I'm about to show you how to fix jerky throttle while standing on the pegs if you're trail riding in the woods. But this is just one of several ways to have more confidence and control in the woods that I cover in my backyard confidence method. The biggest mistake I see people making is trying to be smooth with the throttle. But you still won't have control of your bike when you're getting bounced and jerked around on the trail. Like if you're going over rocks or logs. It's not only frustrating because you probably have to slow down and sit down to stay in control of your bike, but it's downright scary when the bike starts getting jerky and the bike feels like it's controlling you. Especially if you're just starting out on a bike that you were recommended to get, but you feel it's way too big and powerful for you. In step number one, you're going to have more control of the bike because you're not going to feel like you're getting jerked around by it every time you give it gas. A really common mistake is reacting to what the bike does, where you either squeeze with your knees or you have to pull yourself back up. But this is just a sign and a result that the bike is controlling you if you're trying to get back in control of the bike after you give it gas. It's exhausting because you're pulling your whole weight with your arms and your hands every time you give it gas, or the bike gets jerky or you get bounced around. And it's really intimidating if you're riding a bike that feels really big or heavy, or maybe you're used to riding like a mountain bike that feels super lightweight, and a dirt bike that weighs maybe 100 pounds more than you can just throw you on the ground or into a tree with one little blip of the throttle. And this is really scary because you can get hurt very easily if you don't stay in control, but you don't know how to stay in control unless you're slowing way down. So what do you have to do instead of reacting? Well, you have to anticipate what the bike is going to do. So instead of giving it gas, getting pushed back, or squeezing with your knees, and then having to pull yourself back up again, which can actually make it harder to control the throttle because you're squeezing with your hands and then you could give it more gas, you need to anticipate or change your body position ahead of time so that when you get pushed back, you will be getting pushed back into the neutral or relaxed position. Think of it like this. If you're about to be pushed or tackled by someone in front of you, what are you going to do? Are you just going to stand there and wait for it to happen? No, you're going to get ready with your body position and you're going to probably lean into it, put more weight forward so that when they push you, you're not going to get thrown back. You're going to be able to either stop them or you'll get pushed back and still stand up. And moving on to step number two, your hands and wrists and arms aren't going to get fatigued or cramp up in just a few minutes when you do this right. And the common mistake is death gripping the bars. And there are some instances when you need to squeeze really tight if the bike starts to get sideways, but if you're constantly squeezing really tight with the bars because you feel like you need to control the whole weight of the bike or to try and hang on when your throttle starts getting jerky, you're going to get exhausted really quickly. And when your hands and wrists or arms start to get tight or fatigued, it's going to be even harder to hang on, and this will make it harder to be smooth with the throttle. So what do you need to do? Well, you need to relax your hands and rely on step number one, anticipating the bike. Because if you're constantly squeezing really tight on the bars, that means you're not anticipating what the bike is doing. You need to relax and have a light grip, and this will allow you to be smoother with the throttle, whether you're standing or sitting. It's like if you were trying to do pull-ups of your whole weight, or maybe like bench pressing 250 pounds. If you can't do that for very long or at all, why do you expect to be able to handle all 250 pounds of your dirt bike with your hands and arms the whole time you're trail riding? It's just not going to work. You're going to get fatigued, you're going to have to slow way down, or else you're going to lose control with the throttle, or you just won't be able to hang on. And if you're a trail rider that wants to have more confidence, I encourage you to grab my free Master Your Confidence Trail Riding Handbook. It'll show you the 5 common mistakes that are killing your confidence on the trails. You can get that at motocrosshideout.com/confidence or click the link in the description below.